morning, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation on culturally relevant education in diverse classrooms. Today, we're going to be focusing on preparing the pre-service teacher by providing financial support. My name is Ariane Polo, and I am a doctoral candidate at the School of Education in Liberty University. And today, we're going to be focusing on the City University of New York's Lehman College. In 2002, the National Council awarded Lehman College in New York City initial accreditation for teacher education, and later the Council for the Accreditation of Educator Preparation. And this led to a redesign of the teacher preparation program at Lehman College to ensure the production of high-quality educators. Lehman College is known as a Hispanic serving institution, and they have taken on this mandate to recruit and prepare pre-service teachers to enter culturally diverse classrooms. And to ensure that pre-service teachers are ready to teach in multicultural schools with diverse student populations, a student teaching practicum is required. Research has shown that pre-service teachers benefit from the opportunity to participate in student teaching, as it is, quote, one of the most impactful components of any teacher preparatory program. Partner schools for the student teaching experience are selected based on having a culturally diverse student body, a shortage of staff to teach high-need subjects, and a focus on addressing socioeconomic needs. The collaborating teacher, who will serve as the pre-service teacher's mentor, will provide a robust experience by sharing their classroom for 14 weeks. The challenge that pre-service teachers face is committing to 14 weeks of full-time work in a school without pay. The full-time hours required for student teaching make it challenging to supplement their income with full-time employment. Since the majority of these pre-service teachers come from a historically marginalized background and are from low-income families, many have to make the difficult decision not to participate in the student teaching practicum. Not participating will eliminate their candidacy for graduation from a teacher preparation program, and their goal of becoming a classroom teacher will be forfeited. Currently, there are state and federally funded grants that provide some form of aid, including tuition aid. Yet, tuition aid does not offset the living costs that pre-service teachers face, resulting in a low number of participants being able to complete student teaching. Research has shown that to recruit and prepare diverse pre-service teachers, teacher preparation programs must provide financial assistance that covers at least the basic living expenses and tuition during their student teaching practicum. The overall goal is to provide a financial stipend to students in the School of Education who are currently completing student teaching. Through a federal grant, students will receive a monthly stipend of $3,000, except for the last month. They will receive $1,500, equivalent to the cost of living for a single person in New York City. According to the U.S. Census, in 2023, the average rent in New York City was $1,779. This amount did not include food or any other living expenses. The stipend will be divided over 14 weeks, approximately 3.5 months, during the assigned semester that the student completes student teaching. As research shows, pre-service teachers need financial assistance to cover basic cost of living. Each student is required to complete student teaching in their last semester of undergraduate study and will be eligible for the federally funded stipend. Step number 1. From December 3rd, 2025 to December 18th, 2025, the clinical practice team in the School of Education will meet to discuss a proposal for obtaining a federal grant of $787,500. This amount will serve 75 students, $10,500 per student, who have been cleared to begin their student teaching in the spring of 2026. The proposal will be submitted to the U.S. Department of Education's Higher Education Programs. And the group responsible will consist of the clinical practice team, which is the director, the program coordinator, as well as the program administrator. At this point, there will be no cost. Step number 2. The timeline is from January 3rd, 2026 to January 18th, 2026. Once approval is gained, the clinical practice team will identify the students who will begin their student teaching in the spring of 2026. The stipend will cover up to 75 students. And the group that is responsible is, once again, the clinical practice team, which consists of the director, program coordinator, as well as the program administrator. And at this point, there will be no cost. Step number 3. The timeline will be from January 19th, 2026 to January 24, 2026. The clinical practice team will schedule a meeting with the 75 students to discuss the stipend. Students will be informed that they will receive a monthly stipend during their student teaching. Students will complete the necessary paperwork to process their monthly stipends and sign a contract stating that if they fail to complete the student teaching, they will be required to repay the stipend to the Office of Clinical Practice. The group that is responsible for this will be the clinical practice team, which once again consists of the director, the program coordinator, as well as the program administrator. At this point, there will be no cost. Last but not least, step number 4. The timeline will be from January 25th, 2026 to May 25th, 2026. The program coordinator will place students in partner schools to complete their student teaching hours from January to May of 2026. Students will submit timesheets at the end of each month, signed by their teacher mentor, who will validate their time spent in the classroom. The program administrator will process the stipends for disbursement on a monthly basis. And the group that will be responsible will be the clinical practice team, which consists of the director, program coordinator, as well as the program administrator. At this point, the cost will be the federal grant for a total of $787,500, which per student will be $10,500. If we want to effectively recruit and retain diverse teachers to teach in diverse classrooms, we must support our pre-service teachers. Teacher preparation programs that offer student teaching should support their pre-service teachers with financial assistance, but not just for tuition, but also to support them with the cost of living. Let's support our pre-service teachers and cheer them on as they continue on this path of becoming the educator that our diverse students need. A special thanks to the U.S. Department of Education's Higher Education Programs, who are present today listening to this presentation of obtaining stipends for our pre-service teachers as they complete their student teaching practicum. We thank you and we hope you have a wonderful day.